Ineos has made the announcement to cut the wages of their legendary manager Alex Ferguson, who was on an ambassador role at Manchester United and was drawing an annual salary of 2.16 million since 2013. But yes, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has told the legendary former coach in a face-to-face meeting. But when is this announcement going to come for Eric Ten Hag? Thomas Tuchel has been confirmed as the new England manager, and this is the third time where England has opted for a foreign manager in their squad, as well as this is the 16th manager of all time for England. Cristiano Ronaldo has partnered with Jacob and Company to unveil luxury watches, and these elite and luxury watches will be those moments where he has scored plenty of goals. So, what are going to be the cost of these watches? Can we afford it? Guys, welcome back to another episode with FC RAMSAY. And the biggest news is that Thomas Tuchel has been appointed as the new coach of England squad. Talking about the questions why Tuchel was appointed, about his tactical flexibility, trophies, big game success, and why England chose Thomas Tuchel. See, the records of England's men's national team has not been that great with Gareth Southgate, though appearing for in the Euros, in the finals, in the semi-finals, but not getting big major trophies. And yes, the statistics of Tuchel over Southgate, the win percentage is definitely more. But the capture of Tuchel has somewhat just let out of the blue. It was the past week or so that Pep Guardiola was also reported in the British media as the FA's primary target. But yes, he has denied of any such rumors, and Tuchel will be the third manager for the men's senior team who is from a foreign land. And though there is an overriding sense that England have landed to one of the best in the business. So stay tuned to this video. We will unreveal the stats of Tuchel and what are the winners and who are the losers from this appointment. So making an immediate impact to this in 2014, where Tuchel just retired from Mainz and he was there for 5 years. He was not having that good stats over here, but at the same time, he was off from the coaching business for a long time, and he was the winner of at least one trophy with all of the four clubs he has coached since departing Mainz. But yes, talking about at Chelsea, he is that who has brought Chelsea into the limelight with the 14 to 15 matches in the Premier League. He was unbeaten and he was taking a toll of Manchester City's Pep Guardiola, where he was undefeated two times, winning and defeating them back to back in the games. But yes, with that in mind, Tuchel's appointment at the end of the season, Chelsea didn't lose a game by more than one goal. So definitely Tuchel is that of the defensive tactics. But yes, the likes of his wingers playing on both the sides is a much, where in the Bayern Munich he was seen for those, whereas the likes of Harry Kane for bringing into the Bayern, that was a sole responsibility of Thomas Tuchel. But yes, Bayern did end up winning the title to Leverkusen, losing it for the first time after 11 years, despite behind a point, and they also lost in the semifinals to the Real Madrid. So Tuchel is of that bright shine, but yes, so Gareth Southgate wouldn't just not agree that he did also a pretty job after all for England. But comparing the stats to that of the 2018 World Cup semi-final, where they lost to Croatia, and then in the Euro finals, first by Italy in 2021 and the Spain earlier this year, the margin was quite close, but it was already always a one-sided game. But yes, this consensus of Southgate didn't have that tactical acumen to provide or to take England to the penalties and win some of the major trophies, which is at least the need of that hour. So during the few months at Chelsea, where Tuchel had frustrated Manchester City in their FA Cup semi-final, where they secured a 1-0 win, and then a month later, again Guardiola's men were in the score line to win the Champions League final, but it didn't happen. So Chelsea's total contribution from Tuchel was a bit disappointing, where Chelsea lost to Liverpool on penalties in both the AFL Cup and the FA Cup finals. But yes, his Bayern side also allowed Real Madrid to fight back from the brink in last season, where majority of players were down with injuries and some of them were under suspension. So yes, Tuchel did had those big success with some of the elite clubs, but his record isn't that infallible for the English reporters. But yes, talking about his flexibility, he at the Dortmund or PSG or Bayern, or he has done the job of the three lions doing in the future. In that sense, it might be an expectation that they set up as frequently as Stamford Bridge, what they had done with Tuchel. But yes, Tuchel has been the ability to adapt with the players at his disposal. And yes, Thiago Silva from Chelsea, who was just exposed with the four centre backs, which he always stick to in the formation. Either he will go with the 4-2-3-1 or a rather fluid 4-3-3, which quite resemble to the 4-3-1, similar to the one used by his predecessors Jurgen Klopp, albeit with a greater focus on the possession. So yes, Tuchel always likes to play with the ball in his own possession. But considering these facts, England's approach to the World Cup of 2026, where Tuchel could make these changes and reuniting with Harry Kane in the squad will definitely give some boost, because Harry Kane was the sole contributor which had provided him the most support at Bayern the previous season. But yes, Bayern ended up losing trophyless. And yes, about the English players who are there, but the winning record of Tuchel at PSG need to be taken with a pinch of salt, because he wasn't getting those percentage. Talking about at PSG, he had a 75.6%, but that was only at League One. And yes, that probability where comparison to England's major tournament, sure Tuchel has been in charge of those clubs and he can provide those game-changing moments for England. So yes, Tuchel has taken to the Champions League finals to many of the teams, but you can't be no of the surety that who is going to win unless and until it is in front of you. And Tuchel has a descent of doing just that. And while that it is a key factor, it is just one part of what makes him attractive to get hired at the English squad for the next 18 months on a salary of 5 million. So talking about the salary of Thomas Tuchel, he is definitely going to give a good contribution for the players. But yes, despite Southgate's salary of 2.5 millions per year, Tuchel will be drawing a massive salary from here. And yes, England, if they can win some of the major trophies, definitely this will be a good. But yes, compared to the previous managers which England has just paid, Tuchel just took some 7.5 millions from the Bayern, and he ended with a contract less extension where he was appointed by England. But yes, Tuchel has asked for some fair chance amid the outcry over the England appointment, and Pep Guardiola has just denied of any such rumors. But chances which Thomas Tuchel will bring to the team is the adjust to his opponent by the game. This tactics of him is really quite sharpy and quite edgy, as well as the in-game adjustments in the second half, especially. He does that too well, as well as he won't be afraid to leave the big players, the elite names from the tournament in the team. So yes, the uniting of Harry Kane to the team with Thomas Tuchel, the most winners and the most losers, we will talk about it. But the fact is that there has been some kind of contradiction, as the appointment of England's new coach Thomas Tuchel has divided some between the thoughts of Gary Neville as well as Alan Shearer, where Neville has just said that he was the capped of 85 times by the Three Lions in between 1995 and 2000, is a no doubt of the quality of the 51-year-old who bring to this role. But talking about this, he says that they need a trophy, and adding a second star to the jersey of the England will be the job of Thomas Tuchel. But yes, hiring coach is one of the least respected big nations job in Europe, which has been done when it comes to taking charge of a football team. But yes, Spanish, German, Italian, and Portuguese coaches are just renowned for their styles of play and their philosophy to it. And the former Three Lions captain Alan Shearer, in contrast to Neville, has just a thing that FA has done the right thing out of it by hiring and proving a winner in a bid to end the nation's long wait for a silverware. So this was Thomas Tuchel, and he has denied any Manchester United job amidst this England transfer, talking about the rumors that he was being recruited by Sir Jim Ratcliffe or the Ineos for the United job. He has just denied it and was said that he wasn't even approached about it. So what is in store for Eric Ten Hag? We will discuss it later. But yes, putting about the second star on the jersey of England, the winners and losers for the Thomas Tuchel's appointment is that of the most comprising striker of this generation is the Harry Kane, where he was the sole appointment in the Bayern's that massive transfer of 100 million, which Bayern did, breaking all the records. And yes, Raheem Sterling, he will also be on the good books because there is a plenty of sway in the transfer market. And the German has responded to the opportunity by making it clear that he definitely wants to work with Raheem Sterling. Yes, and not but the least is Mason Mount from Chelsea. Though he is having a lean season at United as well as in the England squad, he will definitely get to have a comeback under Tuchel. Yes, the centre back of Eric Dyer is also on a good hope and expectation under Thomas Tuchel. Yes, the right back of Reece James will another add back of England, where they are looking for very solid right backs despite the likes of Alexander Arnold and his experiments in the field. And the most losers from this will be that of Manchester City's Foden, because he is unlikely to be the choice of Thomas Tuchel and he will face a serious battle to retain the role under the Southgate, which he has been doing so well. But yes, talking about Jack Grealish, he is a winger, come creative playmaker, but Thomas Tuchel prefers wingers who can both the sides. So talking about Grealish, who is having a very lean season at City, and amidst the chances of him playing in the first squad for Pep Guardiola is also very low. So this player will also be on the loser side under Tuchel. And yes, the central midfields or the defensive midfields of Kobe Manu, but he is physically not that strong. And Tuchel definitely wants midfielders who are of great strength and physical capabilities of those players at the defensive midfield. So Kobe Manu definitely he needs to have some workout, and the English media and the reports are definitely talking a lot about it. And the last of this losers from Thomas Tuchel's side will be that of Anthony Gordon, because he is just needing to win Tuchel over already if he reports from the transfer season of the 2022, which are yet to be believed. But yes, Gordon at Everton was surprisingly linked to Chelsea, but this didn't happen. And the talks of Kyle Walker, regardless of what formation Tuchel plays with England, Kyle Walker will no longer be a regular feature for the team because the new boss will favor Reece James and Liverpool's Trent Arnold Alexander for the right back positions for not making much changes in the team. So that was all about Thomas Tuchel. What are your opinions about him? But what I would say is that you can beat a team when it's only in front of you. And however, Tuchel has a decent record of doing just that. And while he is that key factor, it's just a part of what has been the attractions of him being hired at England. But yet he is regarded as widely being a football obsessive with rich knowledge, and for all the things he has those tactics, and he is a big personality. He has that aura, and he has a track record of winning, and is thought as one of the best in Europe, in the coaches in the world as well. While there's never guarantee of success to a game, and he has not always lived up to the expectations in the past, there aren't many managers currently in the game who would be considered a better appointment for a team what wants success quickly and in only 5 million annual salary. So that is Tuchel, and we have the stats over here. What are your say? Do give a post and do like, do share, do subscribe. Bye bye. Keep bullying.